Welcome to LFN News, a production of LFN Media, bringing you the latest in celebrity news, with specific analysis to keep you in the know of what is going on around you. As we usher in a new year, Team R. Kelly has quite a lot to celebrate from the achievements of the past year 2022. Although we did not see the complete freedom of the R&B king, R. Kelly's legal team led by defense attorney Jennifer Bonjean put on quite a show in 2022, with the climax being the Chicago trial, which saw R. Kelly win on more than half of the counts charged against him in his indictment. Although the trial itself was largely prejudicial, R. Kelly's majority win proved a point to the prosecution that they would have to up their game, if they were going to stand any chance at beating Bonjean in the yet-to-come R. Kelly appeals. Although Bonjean joined the R. Kelly legal team with a stunning track record, it was not until after the Chicago trial that the government started taking her as a real threat. Especially after her role in the trial also contributed towards the acquittal of R. Kelly's two co-defendants Daryl McDavid and Milton June Brown, which largely compromised the already shaky New York verdict from the clearly biased Judge Ann Donnelly. Clearly, the government took a wrong turn when they chose to evoke the RICO Act in R. Kelly's New York trial, and it will very soon be paying for this grave oversight, but the fact that they are also going up against one of the most experienced defense attorneys in the land must also give them the creeps. And although the Chicago presiding judge Harry Leinenweber made a deliberate effort to support his New York counterpart, thereby openly exhibiting prejudice all through the trial right from the pre-trial submissions, it is largely assumed that he will be fair with his sentencing come February 23. Many also still give thought to the fact that there is yet another looming trial stemming from Kim Foxx's solicited allegations from three women, some of whom actually testified at R. Kelly's past trials. Little do they know that the only reason Kim Foxx has continuously delayed making public of her intention to throw out the charges is nothing more than a publicity stunt, intended to assume more power to her in the government than there actually is. However, anyone who has been following R. Kelly's trials knows better that 2013 is the most likely year that R. Kelly will test freedom, no matter the existing complications. Even though the public is led to believe that the Cook County prosecutors are undecided on the impending R. Kelly County trial, the truth still remains that Kim Foxx is aware there is no case here, majorly given that even if they dared to prosecute, they would be risking an unlikely case of double jeopardy. This means that with the Cook County charges out the window, all R. Kelly's legal team has to do is find a way of nullifying the New York verdict, together with the few guilty counts in the Chicago trial, and R. Kelly is as free as a bird. And with the progress already recorded towards exposing the prejudice in the New York trial and subsequent sentencing, this will definitely be a piece of cake, especially with Bonjean behind the wheel. Okay, it may seem straightforward how R. Kelly is going to beat the New York verdict, especially after the compromised RICO charges and continued poking of holes in the surviving R. Kelly docuseries that featured most of the witnesses in the New York trial. And clearly, based on all the facts and realities surrounding the Cook County charges against R. Kelly, it is no doubt that any prosecutor in their right senses would drop those bogus charges, especially given that R. Kelly has already had two separate related such trials in New York and Chicago. But how is R. Kelly going to brush off the guilty counts in the Chicago trial, however few, and will he be able to clear himself of all the 6 counts? One will undoubtedly wonder. Well, Jennifer Bonjean herself hinted on how the Chicago guilty counts were nothing other than hot air and how appealable they actually were. Of course, we can be certain she is merely waiting for the actual sentencing before she can fully engage on the Chicago appeal, but R. Kelly fans can be all but confident that without a shadow of doubt, the charges will equally be thrown out the window. Yes, it can be hard for R. Kelly supporters to imagine that all can go well in just 1 year, especially after a whole 4 years hustle, but they can be sure that the worst is behind him. In fact, all that R. Kelly was hoping for was the energy to get through these initial trials, irrespective of the results. Although the New York trial came with a disturbingly unexpected sentence, it was clear from the onset, at least once R. Kelly started having trouble with his initial legal team, that it was meant to be an appeal battle. It's no wonder R. Kelly took on the best of the best in the game for this task, though a little too late one might say, but we can be sure that the timing was God's perfect plan and that only good will come of it. Although in a normal situation, It would take quite a while to conclude an appeal of such a nature. Given the facts and realities surrounding both trials, it is very probable that we shall see early wins in both the trials. Besides, it's safe to assume that Bonjean has already done half the job from her delivery at the Chicago trial, given all her moves were directed towards discrediting the efforts of the prosecution in both the New York and Chicago trials, including punching holes in the infamous Surviving R. Kelly docuseries that fueled the New York indictment and subsequent trial. Well, a good cross-section of R. Kelly fans seems to share the same optimism around 2023. Jacinta says, "It may not be readily visible to the naked eye, but 2023 is definitely the year R. Kelly will get to see his freedom. The world should know that enough is enough, and it is high time the government got to pay for their injustice plotted against the R&B king. God never disappoints, and indeed, the troubles R. Kelly has gone through over the past few years were merely a learning curve for him, and this is definitely the climax. R. Kelly is gonna win it this year, and the government shall turn back with their tail between the legs. The shame they suffered in Chicago will be nothing compared to the shame they will have to endure at the end of these appeals. Free R. Kelly." Arnold says, "It may be hard to comprehend, but all signs show that the days for R. Kelly's suffering are nearing over, and this man, who has been kept under lock and key for now close to 4 years for no reason whatsoever, will surely come out victorious in the end. This year is definitely a year of success, and we should expect it to start off with a much more reasonable sentence than what we saw in New York come February 23, that will ease our Chicago appeal. The acquittal of the Cook County charges is in itself inevitable, and we are looking forward to seeing this even before the Chicago sentencing. This should give the R. Kelly legal team even more morale to take on the appeals with vigor and pomp. This year is definitely R. Kelly's year. Justice shall be served." Jesse says, "Who said justice, when delayed, cannot be served? In fact, I can assure you with strong confidence that R. Kelly will have his next birthday in the comfort of his home without a shadow of doubt. The truth has already started coming out, and the accusers that helped taint R. Kelly's name have themselves confessed of how they were pushed into the scam of the Surviving R. Kelly docu-series that highlighted the New York case, whose appeal has already been formally submitted. It's just a matter of time before the whole truth is out and R. Kelly is a free man." That's all we had for you today. Please let us know in the comment section below whether you too feel that 2023 is indeed R. Kelly's year of freedom. We value your honest opinion. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand.